typical of Afridi. As soon as Ijaz de Silva pitched it up, he was quickly onto it and hitting it past that vacant gap on the offside. Perfectly timed, a full flow, and he's freed his arms to advantage.
Couldn't have mattered less. There's no one there at short third man, and he fairly raced away to the boundary. And I tell you what, this Pakistani crowd, if this goes on, are all going to have very sore throats by the evening.
The crowd certainly on their feet, the flags fluttering away as Afridi gets behind and punches, virtually carves that past the slip and down to the third man for 4.
Well, that was a bad ball. It was down the leg side. Oh, that's a very good piece of fielding. That's Chaminda Vas, and I think he was all right. I don't think his hand was on the ball when he went over the boundary rope.
That was very good fielding by Chaminda Vas. I think he realized that he may have, or he might go over with the ball in his hand, and quickly realizing that, threw the ball in. So I think he was all right. There you are. That's Chaminda Vas still inside.
Keeper, Afridi needing a little bit of charmed life, and it was a despairing dive by Lanka de Silva. He couldn't quite get to it, and of course there are no slips in attendance with runs coming so fast.
A very good delivery by Chaminda Vas in the corridor of uncertainty. Afridi going for the drive. Just see that trickish outside edge. Lanka Silva, outstretched hands, just eluding him. The ball running down to the boundary.
That was a fine shot, but it was too short, bad bowling, and they paid the penalty. 3 more runs to Saeed Anwar.
Once again, very nicely played by Saeed Anwar. The timing was exquisite, just showing that his form has returned. So it's a turn of the wrist, and the ball speeding away.
That's helped away on the onside and taken in the deep, and he's gone over the line. 6 runs here to Anwar. Well and good, Nick. This is one of his favourite shots.
And I think even if I think it's Kalpage. I thought even if he had taken that catch, I think every Lankan it could have gone for 6, because he was, as you'll see, he's fielding on the boundary line, and when he took that catch, which eventually spilled out of his hands, he was right on the boundary line, and there is crossing it, although he dropped the ball this time. 6 runs to Saeed Anwar.
He's given this a real whack. 6 runs for Afridi. Such a powerful striker, bring it wrong. And that's 6 there, bringing up the 50 for Pakistan.
Well, that's the way to describe him. Such a powerful hitter. Chaminda Vas, nothing wrong with the ball, and Afridi taking just 2 steps down, giving himself room, and hitting it straight back over the bowler's head for the first 6, or the second 6 of the match, first by Afridi himself.
Beautiful, lovely clean hit for Saeed Anwar this time. Clearly showing that his confidence has grown. He's not afraid to take the aerial route. And when it's there in the slot, he's going to make the bowlers pay for it.
And what confidence can do after his innings yesterday, picking up beautifully and striking the ball very well. Both these batsmen giving Pakistan a brilliant start.
That's glorious. You won't see too many better shots than that all day today. It was right out of the coaching manual. Lovely piece of timing.
That's the shot of a man in form. And yesterday towards after he got his confidence back, he played that shot, and West Indies in fact placed 3 fielders, 2 in saving one position and the other one in the boundary line. Still he pierced that field and picked up boundaries, and today again.
In the air and taken. Again attempting that shot, and Arjuna Ranatunga making no mistake. Pin drop silence in the crowd. Saeed Anwar is dismissed, and just what Sri Lanka wanted. They picked up a very important wicket here.
Yes, certainly. Very important wicket because Saeed Anwar is the man who can go on to play big innings. And here, Chaman Nawaz picking up the wicket of the Pakistan vice captain, trying to play over the top. And just the ball hitting on top of the bat. And Arjun Ranatunga taking a good catch. Pakistan 66 for 1.
So Aamir Sohail comes out to the middle to keep that left hand, right hand batting combination going. Came in at number 4 yesterday. Ijaz came at 3. And as expected, he did try something, but the bowler wins the battle here. And the captain, Arjuna Ranatunga, he persevered with Chaman Nawaz for that 7th over. He thought that he'll give him the breakthrough. He's done exactly that. Pakistan had lost their 2nd wicket.
And this is not what really required. Chaman Nawaz bowling his last ball of the last over of this spell, but Shahid Afridi not resisting, couldn't resist, and losing his off stump. Pakistan losing the 2nd wicket, 75 for 2.
The new batsman is Moin Khan, and he's come to the wicket because just a moment ago, Wasim Akram's short innings ended.
That's a tremendous straight drive. That was hit very, very hard indeed. They're long off and long on position, directly bisected them.
And all along the ground. He got into position perfectly, and what a massive hit that was.
Picking up 2. And there he goes again for 4. Tremendous stroke. 13 off the over. 227 for 5. Chandana comes around. He is very, very fast and very accurate with his return. What a magnificent piece of fielding by the substitute.
That was brilliant cricket, no doubt about it, and I think Moin would probably struggle. Ian Robinson has asked for the 3rd umpire and will say in the replay it pays out, and is out comfortably. There's no doubt about it, and that was a brilliant piece of cricket. The bail is in the air, and I'm sure that the 3rd umpire would signal him out.
Well, let's have another look. The umpire is going to ask for it more than once, I can tell you. That's wonderful running too. He's out of his ground there, and I think the umpire will decide that he has gone, and he has. But that's good running, but stretching right out. But what a magnificent piece of fielding by Chandana. The substitute, he got there in a flash, picked it up cleanly, and the return was absolutely spot on. You will not see a better piece of fielding in the deep than that.
Absolutely, Tony. Here, Chandana picking up and next to the stumps, and the keeper didn't have to move much. A brilliant piece of cricket, and that was deservedly getting the run out. Pakistan 234 for 6.
New batsman is Azhar Mahmood, who had that tremendous innings the other evening, which almost brought a remarkable victory for Pakistan. So here's Dharmasena down the ground once more. This time Chandana can't get there. I don't mind how fast he was. Donovan Bailey would have found it difficult to reach that one.
And Ijaz Ahmed coming down the wicket, and although they've got a long on deep, but even as we've seen in the previous over how quick Chandana is, but this time not really able to prevent. And the next delivery, Ijaz cutting it square, beating the fielder in the deep once again, picking up 2 boundaries and 2 balls. And this is what is needed at the moment. Pakistan do need these runs, as many of them as possible, and Ijaz Ahmed is providing.
Placed that really well, and it's gone through. So misfielding on the boundary. Jayasuriya to his wrong side, of course. He is a left-hander, and that ball went to him on the right-hand side. And 14 runs off the over, 3 fours, but he really should have cut it off. 248 for 6, 4 overs to go. Azhar Mahmood, as you've seen, is a good strike of the ball, and that's done it before again. put in the outfield by the Sri Lankans. Patu, who's had such a bad day in the field, put down a couple of catches, seemed to have that under control, but then lost it. Over his head. That's gone, no question about that one. Azhar Mahmood, as he did the other evening against South Africa, is sending the crowd at the Gaddafi Stadium wild with delight.
And even if Chandana got his hands to it, had he caught it even then, I think it would have probably gone for a 6 because of the way he was. Slow delivery from Sanjeeva de Silva, which Azhar Mahmood picked it. And he got a hand to it with the ball crossed, falling over the boundary.
Well taken. So Azhar Mahmood goes to that good catch. He was going the wrong way, Lanka Silva, and just changed direction to pick it up. So a dangerous man got rid of by Sri Lanka. Azhar Mahmood, there he goes the wrong way and having to come back to his right to take it. Good catch. 269 for 7. To Ijaz, that's a big one. Up into the stratosphere, and they can't resist it. And why not? You don't see as big a hit as that every day of the week.
Yes, certainly this is the biggest hit that we have seen in this tournament. And Ijaz, after missing that earlier delivery from Chamandala, is making absolutely sure that he make a good contact. And not only it went very high, but it also went very long. And that stroke takes Ijaz into the 90s.
He's gone. Rashid Latif getting the edge. Chaminda Vas gets the wicket. Not that it matters too much now, except that it goes not only as a wicket in the book, but also a wicket, no run off the delivery. So 1 over remaining. Here's the dismissal. And it's 278 for 8. Ijaz, 94. And when he gets over the 60th stand, the fielder is out there waiting for the catch and takes it. And on this occasion, Ijaz Ahmed, whose last 100 here was reached with a 6, falling just a little bit short. Chandana taking the catch, a long off, but what a fine innings and what an effort by Ijaz.
Yes, he did feel after hitting that shot a bit disappointed when he got caught. But what a magnificent innings. Very slow to start with, but in the end, scoring 94. And that one once again going very high in the air. And Chandana, who earlier on missed, Azhar Mahmood, taking a comfortable catch. Fine performance by Ijaz. 278 for 9, Pakistan.
Bowled him, beautifully bowled. At this stage of the innings, that's what you're looking for to the late batsman who are swinging. And Sanjeeva de Silva strikes, Waka goes. And that is the end of the innings, with the leg stump taken, so that Pakistan finish with 280 all out. Here's Wasim Akram to Sanath Jayasuriya.
Yes, this is the big one as far as Pakistan is concerned. They lose this and they're out of it. They have posted a score of 280, which is a very good score. But then Sri Lankans in the past have made light of scores around 280, 300.
Lovely shot, effortless. Well, he had a terrible time in the field, Marvin Atapatu. He dropped 2 catches, spilled the ball that went for 4. a good blow. That's gone all the way. Sanath Jayasuriya, such a good hooker of the ball. Sometimes it gets him in trouble. This time it gets him 6. So it moves on to 33 without loss. Perfect position, perfect stroke, perfect result.
That's a pretty firm stroke from Atapattu. Going away there towards the straight boundary, and it's arrived. So what a good over, 15 runs off it, and Sri Lanka now 42 for no wicket. I say, look at that. Well, it sat up and begged at him with quite a pace, and he smacked it for 4. This is super batting by Jayasuriya. Oh, and there we go again. This is really a firework display rather than a cricket match, isn't it? A terrific stroke.
So this is what Jayasuriya can do. He could even tear someone like Wasim Akram, who has been bowling brilliantly well up to now. So this is a productive over for Sri Lanka. Once again, Akram short and Jayasuriya, everything behind it, punching it on the offside. No stopping him now.
The Pakistanis think they've got him, but umpire Ian Robinson says not out.
Flurry there, pad, and the ball goes up in the air. The Pakistanis also went up in the air, but umpire Robinson doesn't agree. It's a good attempt by wicketkeeper Latif, but it's the pad all the way.
And that is a brilliant piece of fielding. Aamir Sohail is a wizard in the gully, and my goodness, that ball was hit hard.
An absolutely brilliant bit of fielding. A cracker off Atapattu, a certain 4 with Aamir Sohail outstretched, picking it up cleanly.
Well, there's runs here. We'll have to wait and see. It's going to be 4, I think, whether it was bat, buys, or pad. I think, in fact, Jayasuriya caught up with that one. He did indeed. It came off the bat.
Yes, Jayasuriya did get a little bit of bat, and when you get it so fine past the wicket keeper, you're certainly in business. So Jayasuriya adding on to his tally.
Well, he's got that away, but I think only for no, they've come back for the second. That was good running. And the Pakistanis think that is a wicket. Ijaz was the throw. It was a marvellous throw.
That was indeed a brilliant throw by Ijaz. The Sri Lankans testing Ijaz's arm, challenging him, and I think Atapattu realizes he's gone. The ball hitting the stumps direct with Atapattu diving for his crease, but I'm sure he must have been short by a foot or 2.
Oh yes, that's out all right. There it is, and listen to the noise. Anyone think they've won the match?
Not the best way for Atapattu to lose his wicket, and that fine partnership by the Sri Lankans coming to an end. So Sri Lanka lose their first wicket for 65.
And the new batsman, Roshan Mahanama, and he's here because of the astonishing run out of Atapattu. In the air, and he's gone. Caught there at second slip. Ijaz Ahmed, Aamir Sohail rather, the catcher, throwing it aloft, and that is the end of Roshan Mahanama.
Faza Mahmood strikes. Wasn't even full over this has been. Ball coming back on Mahanama before that, and this one, a beautiful outswing out, and that corridor of uncertainty straight to Aamir Sohail with Mahanama pushing outside the off stump. So Sri Lanka lose their second wicket for 68.
And Aravinda de Silva is the new batsman, taking the place of Roshan Mahanama, who was picked up by Aamir Sohail at second slip.
Goes for the big one here, Jayasuriya. There's a man coming under it, but he can only see it sail past the boundary line for a 6. He's the danger man for Pakistan. And another clean hit by him.
And as long as he is there, Sri Lankans don't have to worry about the run rate. And that one very high and very cleanly hit.
And not quite timing it, and this could be another run out here. The keeper not collecting the ball, but he's asked for the replay here. This is going to be very, very close. The body language of the Pakistan team suggests that De Silva might have just made his ground, but we'll take another look.
Yes, and strange that De Silva, after hitting that ball, and Jayasuriya not even moving, although he's not even getting any... It's again Moin Khan once again. Had that been a direct hit, there's no doubt De Silva would have been out. But here, he's comfortably home. And as you mentioned, Ravi, the body language, both of the Pakistani team as well as De Silva suggested that he was comfortably home.
Oh, this will be 4 runs. A superb shot on the offside by De Silva to give him his first boundary. 80 for 2 Sri Lanka. Again, using his feet and smash straight down the ground. There is a man at long off, but he cannot stop it. This has been one of the features of Jayasuriya's innings. He strikes the ball so hard.
And this time once again placing it to perfection too. Man a deep long off, unable to cut that with that power he gets. Very short back lift, but it's all timing which gets him the power.
Oh, beautifully played. What a magnificent stroke. That really deserves more acclaim from the spectators than it's got. One understands why the situation is as it is. They want Pakistan to win here, but look at that.
What a touch of class there by Aravinda de Silva, just leaning onto it and just picking that gap. There's no stopping it. Just shows a master craftsman at work. Plenty of skill, and he really articulates that in his batting.
And now in the completely opposite direction. We're talking about class and quality. That is the highest class of batting you can possibly imagine.
Different shot for the same result. Just see the flick of the wrist, bringing the ball into his body, just playing it over his eyes, so close to his body, and having complete control. And hitting it into that vacant region, bisecting 2 fielders down there on the line at square leg and fine leg. Precise placement.
Oh, that's a bad bit of misfielding, but again the effect here of the dew, the ball slippery, skidding off the ground. That's Mohammed Hussain out there, the substitute. Got his body in behind it. Didn't go down in the orthodox manner, and the ball just skidding through him for 4. It should have been just a single. Going to reach the boundary, just, but he really didn't have the space, the room to play that shot, and somehow he got it between mid-on and deep mid-wicket and picked up 4 for it.
This is really the class of Aravinda de Silva, that clinical placement. He's ruthless when hitting the bad balls to the boundary, but once he gets his good balls away, it's just clinical. Just see the timing, the placement, and the ball reaching the boundary.
Magnificently hit. Placed, really. Just have enough legs on it to make it. Well, it probably didn't have enough legs on its own, but the legs of Shahid Afridi. Correction, it's Saqlain out there who helped it over the line. So this is a very expensive first over on a new spell.
Impeccable timing there by Jayasuriya, just leaning onto it and beating a fairly protected field on the offside. The fielder standing at short extra cover took the sting off the ball, but the ball carried over to the boundary.
His last over in his first spell, which was his fourth over in the opening spell, cost him 15. The first one of a new, costing him 13 so far. Make that 17. So Sri Lanka really going great guns here. Halfway stage, 25 overs gone, 158 for 2.
And Jayasuriya, who was a little slow to start, wasn't too far behind. Now he's picked up the tempo of his innings, Jayasuriya. Aravinda has looked as if he's having a net. He's such a top player that when he is in this kind of form, it looks as if he's really just having a net. He's look at the way he's played this shot now. Lots of time to hit it and place it.
He'll again look for the 2 here. He's a very good runner between the wickets. And the 100 partnership coming up with that 2 runs. It's come in just 77 balls. And this will be another boundary. Again, he's found the gap. He's placed it well and placed it fine enough. And that should be it. Another half century for this very consistent Sri Lankan batsman, Aravinda de Silva. 50 of just 48 balls, and Sri Lanka 184 for 2.
Well, that's gone away for 4 runs. The fine edge in the later stages of a limited over cricket match is a pretty good shot. It was too wide of Rashid Latif. Bad luck on the bowler.
Yes, that was an intentional shot. We'll see here Aravinda trying to open the face of the bat, successfully doing it, and Rashid Latif in vain diving to his right. And the ball just bouncing in front. It didn't carry, so you can't say it was a chance. But certainly Aravinda picking up 4 more runs and edging Sri Lanka towards victory in a very grand fashion.
And I think this could be the 2. It is going to be, and that is Jayasuriya's 100. And what a splendid innings it's been. He's a wonderful cricketer. He must lay claim to being just about the best batsman in the world in all cricket, but certainly in one-day cricket.
Without any doubt, Henry. What a magnificent 100 that was for Sri Lanka. And it's good to see the senior partner, Aravinda, coming on to congratulate, giving him a hug. And I'm sure quietly he must have also told him that, look, it's not over yet, you have to continue. And that's the stats. 100 of just 86 deliveries.
Well, just look at that. It's like shelling peas, isn't it? Coming down the wicket and hitting it right into the gap for 4 runs.
And probably we'll say here that was the slower delivery from Azhar Mahmood, which it was. And Jayasuriya very quick to pick that up, coming down the wicket and taking in the full toss. And the fielders didn't even move.
That looks as if it has 4 written all over it. It does. Lovely shot, just flicking it off his toes, Jayasuriya. Oh, that's gone over the top for 4 runs. Again, that was a lovely looking, easy, graceful stroke. There was no brutality about it, just timing.
Perfect execution, knowing that the fielder at long off is in the circle, and Aravinda making absolutely sure that he's going to clear that fielder in spite of a jump from the fielder at long off. It easily went for 4.
And there we go again, this time off the back foot, 4 more. What a little gem Aravinda de Silva is. 34 overs have been bowled. The score 231 for 2. As oh, and that's another lovely stroke. Oh, glorious, and confirming everything that Asif was saying a moment or two ago. This man really is poetry in motion, Asif, isn't he?
He is, and it's a pleasure to watch him bat in full flow. And look at that, another 4.
Through the fielder down to the boundary for 4. Ball skidding off the outfield.
Trifle shot by Afridi, and Jayasuriya pounces on it, pulling it around. Doesn't need much room. Beating the man there in front, the ball skidding off and racing to the boundary with no way that the outfielders could get to it. So the Sri Lankans continuing to go strongly. Nothing very much one could do in the face of this onslaught. Two superb stroke makers, different styles, but producing similar sort of result.
And just to add a little excitement to the evening, a 6 over the top of long off. Easy as pie.
So Jayasuriya once again coming down and lofting Afridi. The ball going sky high like a scud and ending up a good 2-3 yards outside the line.
That'll help as well. That's gone for 4, so he moves on now to 92. There's that on that, no question. It's gone on there very quickly. So he's pushed on to 97 now with that boundary, Aravinda. Here's the 6 from Jayasuriya. And I think it was after the 6 that he realized that if he had any more of those, De Silva wasn't going to get the 100.
Yes, I think Jayasuriya certainly has been helping De Silva along with his 100. That really reflects the type of team spirit, the unity that has been around in the Sri Lankan team, each man helping the other along, and that's what partnerships are made out of.
And he's got it. So Aravinda de Silva with his 10th 100 in one-day internationals joins his partner Sanath Jayasuriya and gets the warm applause from his teammates and from around the ground, who, in spite of the disappointment of Pakistan on the brink of defeat, can realize a high-class innings when they see one.
What a fine innings this has been from Aravinda de Silva. 100 runs in 87 balls, started with 12 boundaries. It's been an innings of absolute class, showing that he's certainly on the top rung among world bats. Sri Lankan flag flying proudly high.
So a wonderful 100 by each of these batsmen. Just a point, Ranjit. So far, Sri Lanka have not had to field and bowl at night, where the dew is the factor. Didn't have to do that in the World Cup final as well. Now, might they tomorrow, if they win the toss, decide to use it as practice, and they decide tomorrow that if they win the toss, they'll bat as a little bit of practice in the night for the final on Saturday.
It is indeed a very interesting proposition, and certainly that's something which the Sri Lankans might consider seriously, as that would also provide them with a sort of a challenge to say that even with the dew, that they are a good enough side to try and take on even the best of sides, and would also serve as some sort of practice, because handling the wet ball is something one could gain confidence out of.
Well, they need just another 3 to win the match. They've gone for 2, and they'll come back for the 3rd run, and Sri Lanka have formalized the result with 3 leg byes, and they've won it with a mile to spare, 10 overs to spare. Sri Lanka go through to the final of the Golden Jubilee tournament yet another final for the Sri Lankans. And of course the last one they were in here was the big one, the World Cup back in March 1996. They still have another game against South Africa, whom they will meet also tomorrow in the last of the preliminary round, and they'll meet them again in the final on Saturday. Disappointment for the Pakistanis. They've been well and truly beaten here by the better team. Of course the conditions were a disadvantage for Pakistan, as they have been for the team fielding under the lights